Hey everybody, it's me, Remy the Comic Book Poser. I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poserverse. The books that I'm about to open are neither simple nor tragic, but they do come from somebody I've been excited to pick some things up from their website from for a long time, Simple Tragic Collectibles. So to see what kind of deals I snagged, you'll have to check it out after this.
You've got mail.
I've done some business with Simple Tragic Collectibles before, but it was when we were selling either on an AMKM auction or when he would sell on some auctions over here when I used to host them with some degree of regularity. But he's got a massive kick-ass website up, and I found a lot of things that I was legitimately hunting for at killer deals, and there's a substitute grail book in here for me, and that's what this slab is, and we'll show this puppy off last. So I'm gonna unbubble wrap everything, and then we'll head on over to the fancy can. Alright, we got everything out of the bubble wrap, and it looks like we've got some extra freebies thrown in here. So we've got, for my Nightfall run, we've got Batman 496, 498, and 499. And then we got some pretty cool cards in here. We've got a Maximum Carnage Spider-Man card. We've got a Lois and Clark card. I didn't even know they made cards from that. We've got Evening Ralph and Evening Sam. So this is when they did some Upper Deck baseball cards. We've got a Facing the Emperor. We've got a 95 Fleer Ultra Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. And then from Overpower the card game, we've got the original Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. So in terms of the books that I picked up, some of them were random series where I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun to me. And then some of them were some minor key hunts. So on the random side of things, we've got all 4 issues of Robert E. Howard's Pigeons from Hell, retold in comic book form. This seems like a series that has my name all over it. But I'm vaguely familiar with the story, but Pigeons from Hell definitely feels like a book that needed to be in my collection. In that same vein is a Frank Miller Dark Horse series that I had not read before, and it goes with my love of playing with elements from history, and we've got all 5 issues of Martha Washington Goes to War. So there's number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. And I love how you see like the different phases of her armor and her getup from this. So definitely 2 things that I knew I needed in my love of indie comics life. And then before we show off some of the minor keys that I picked up, I now have all of the books that I was missing in a particular set of Ninja Turtles books. So these are all in, fine condition, and for these books I'm not looking, to slab them and have a 9.8 to sell for $1 bajillion. But we've got 1 through 4, of the martial arts training manuals that were put out from Solson Publications that are all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones. And I've got the Raphael one. That's one that I already had. It's just in a box behind me. And I was excited when I saw Shaun put these up on Instagram because I knew I needed to have them. And in that same vein, a book that I have not seen in the wild before, but I knew I needed. It's Boris the Bear #1 from Dark Horse Comics. And I've talked about my love of the adolescent black belt radioactive hamsters and all of the other titles that are riffs on the Ninja Turtles, because everybody thought when Eastman and Laird first published the Ninja Turtles in the 80s that it was going to be a massive flop. So you had people create all kinds of absurd animals that did not become, the Titanic hit that the Ninja Turtles are. So I was excited to grab the Slaughters, the Teenage Radioactive Black Belt Mutant Ninja Critters, because that to me is fun. And then in terms of our minor keys before we get to the slab, I picked up the Mighty Thor #433. This is the first appearance of Eric Masterson as Thor. We've got Batman 442, which is of course the first Tim Drake as Robin. And then we have Marvel Age #104, and this has two cool things about it. First, this is the first cameo of Psylocke, who is one of my favorite X-Men characters. And then in here you've got Jim Lee drawing Jim Lee, and I'll see if I remember when I edit this to open it up and show that panel, because I think that's pretty neat. And then the next one is Astonishing Ant-Man #6, which is the first appearance of Cassie Lang and Stinger. And I haven't seen the new Ant-Man movie, but I know that apparently the internet says it's doing bad, so we'll see. But it's still something neat to have since I've enjoyed the Ant-Man series. Oh, I missed this. So there was something else in here next to the slab that I'll show off in a second. But there are a couple of books that everybody aspires to get right. Like, I want, Hulk 180 and 181 to get the argument over which is the real first appearance of the Wolverine. Everybody who's a Punisher fan wants ASM 129. But the problem with those books is I don't have the capital to be able to get them. But thankfully, over on Simply Tragic Collectibles, they had in a 5.0 a Marvel Tales #106, which is a reprint of ASM 129. So I've got, one of the older facsimile copies of the first appearance of the Punisher, and I think for now, until I, win the lottery or find some way to get $1 bajillion, to have this is good enough for me to scratch the itch of my Punisher needs. What was making me laugh as I was pulling the slab out of the bubble wrap is another little throw-in that I have seen some of these before, that it is a read-along book and recording. This used to be the rave, right? That it worked there, so it went to tapes to then interactive things like, a Teddy Ruxpin, or, for the 90s babies out there, that, what was it, the 2XL. And this is still like the read with a recording is still something that is used all over the place today. What I did not know is they made one that was Mr. T. So this is the Mystery of the Golden Medallions with the real voice of Mr. T from the animated TV series. So I am tempted enough to not just find a record player, but open this up and listen to it. I bet I can find one online, but that... I think Shaun knows how much I love just weird and absurd things, and that I would definitely put in the weird and absurd realm of the history of literature, and I pity the fool who does not have any intrigue by this book. But I think all of these I picked up for around $120, maybe 150, somewhere in that range. So for this number of books, to get a couple of complete older indie series, and to get the Marvel Tales slab, which was A, already on sale on the website, and B, below what Go Collect values had it at, I really enjoyed picking these things up. That the vibe that you definitely get anytime you talk to Shaun, or the vibe you even get as you go through their website, looking at how they've got things displayed, the way they price their things. This is not somebody who's looking to make a cajillion dollars off of you. This is it's a guy who is definitely running a shop that is by a collector for collectors. That everything in here comes as advertised. You may have seen the images on those Ninja Turtles books and seeing, like, the number of ticks and things on there, and I looked at those pictures were already up on the website showing the quality that I would be anticipating, which is something that we can't get from other either mass market retailers, or if we all roll the dice and go the eBay Mercari route, that being able to pick up these books knowing that they would be as they were advertised is something that made me more willing to pick up these books. So I'm definitely going to do some more business in the future with Simple Tragic Collectibles. I definitely think you should too. If you've done some business with Shaun, or you have things that you're looking for that you're going to go hunt down on their website, let me know in the comments down below. As always, y'all, thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.
You've got mail.